Papercrafters, my name's Suzanne from Non-Stop Papercrafts. Welcome back to my craft room. I am really excited to announce another junk journal making event in the Junk Journaling for Everyone Facebook group. We have done a journal making event before and it was a success. People really enjoyed it and got lots out of it, so we thought we'd come back and do another one. So each of the admins and mods from the Facebook group have been putting together different tutorials. They're all different stages of the journal making, but the idea is that by the end of it you should be able to build your own journal. The theme we have gone for this time is an office notebook slash masculine theme. So you can of course smash all of those together and have a masculine themed office journal. I'm just going down the office route. I have got lots of florals and stuff in the papers that I'm using. Not to say that a masculine book can't have florals and things, but yeah, this is the route I'm going down. I'm looking more at the office. If you would like to craft along with us, that would obviously be fantastic. I will be putting a playlist of all the videos in the description below so that you can follow along easily. If you are not already part of our Facebook group, I will put that link down below so that you can again join that, and then once you have created your journal, we would absolutely love to see your pictures. Also in the Facebook group's files you will find a series of digital papers that each of the admins have been designing. We've all been contributing, so there are loads and loads of papers in there, lots of ephemera and bits and pieces that you can use. I've currently only printed out my base pages, but yeah, there are lots of freebies in there for you to help you with your journal making for this particular theme. Okay, so I'm really excited to get started. Let's get on with the tutorial. Welcome back to my messy desk. We are back to working on the cover. I do have to say, I have had to redo my cover. I have tried filming a couple of times and I've had just disaster after disaster. I don't know whether it's an omen that I just should not be making this journal, I don't know. But yeah, I had switched on the camera before, happily cutting things away, and then I ended up slicing all the way through my other cover. So I had to redo it. Luckily, obviously, I showed you in the last cover video if I used one of the larger typo bags, that it was more of a square shape. So all I did was just alter that so that it fits the journal. So I had to start again. When I started again, I then recorded myself doing all of the inside and doing the cover, and then when I went to stop the recording because I had to go and pick up my daughter from nursery, I then realised I hadn't even pressed record. So I was merrily crafting away, chatting to you all, and yeah, I hadn't even pressed record. So I'm just going to show you where I'm at the moment with the cover, and then I'm just going to finish the last few pieces off with you as a bit of a craft along. So this is the cover that I have. If you remember, I am using a typo bag. I know lots of people have kind of used like a white clear glue, so that again it kind of gives it that shiny look and makes it a bit more robust. I have kept it plain because I just like the paper bag feel. I do have an elastic closure which goes in at the spine. It is only a 1-inch spine, but yeah, that's the outside. And then on the inside, these are all the bits that I've been crafting away with. So I'll just go through what I've done. So this I think I showed in the last video, something that I'd made. So I know you can buy the Tim Holtz die that does something very similar, but it's literally just slotted pockets. I just had a spare piece of the bag, cut it down to the size that would kind of fit this panel, and then I just cut my own slits in. I know I have a gap at the back, at the top there. That's what I'm going to be working on in a moment. On this side I have a policy envelope, so it just kind of opens up and then there's a big envelope pocket there. So that's what I put on that side, and then as you open it up, again, this is what I'm working on in a moment. I'm going to have a kind of scrappy notebook going down there. I have my big pockets, so I've obviously got this one here, and I've used my tabs on the pockets rather than in my journal, so I've got a nice big pocket there. I've also obviously got this bit down the side here that's nice and big, the same on the other side, so again a big pocket there, and then a lot of space back here as well. Down the bottom I have an expanded file folder, so this opens up. I have created, I hope you can see that, a kind of lip here just so that it's a little bit thicker, and then on the inside it does expand out, and I've got 3 sections here where I can obviously put my different bits and pieces in. So that's in there. Oops. And then, as I said, I just created a few folds in the top there just so that obviously it can expand with the file folder. On this side I did something similar to here, except I used the pattern paper, so again I've just put slits in it so I can slot things in that one. And then on this panel I've got a die that creates these cute little pockets, so I just cut those out, and then again using some of the scraps that I had, I just cut little panels on the front of them, so I've got little pockets there. It kind of reminded me a little bit of kind of like a filing cabinet. I know in our last challenge Sarah's make was a filing cabinet, so that's kind of where I was going with that. I liked that idea, but they don't open too much, so I don't need to worry about any closures or anything. So yeah, and then I have got elastics for my 2 signatures ready to go. I am going to be using this as my own personal sort of folio journal. So I wanted my notebooks inside to be removable. However, I know some people want to see how to do the 3-hole pamphlet stitch, so I will be doing that with my 2 notebooks that will be going in here. So I will be sewing those, they're just not sewn into the cover. So that's as far as I've got at the moment. I'm really happy with how the cover has turned out at the moment. Like I said, the bit that I am going to work on, let's be closing it, is this bit in here. So I want to put a little scrappy notepad here, but I kind of want to make it kind of hook on over the top, and then that kind of covers this bit up here as well. And I also want my scrappy notepad to be able to be interchangeable, so if I want to remove the papers and put new ones on, I can do that, because I want to be able to use this over and over again, which is why I'm not sewing my signatures in. But I will be making notebooks and I will be doing the pamphlet stitch, so you can see that if you are interested. So using some of my scraps, then I'm just going to have a little play around, try and figure out what size I need, and then make my altered paperclip. Okay, so all I'm doing here is, so this is going to be my altered paper clip. So the reason that I have punched those holes in there is because, as I said, I want to be able to change my papers. So I have punched that, and I'm just checking that even with my paper clips, because the paper clips move the paper slightly, that I can still see the holes, which I can. So I'm going to put some string through here before I kind of glue everything closed. Put some string through there, which I can then tie in. And then that means if I ever want to change my papers, I just undo the string. I can lift this bit up. Obviously I won't lift this bit up, but I can lift this bit up and then take my papers out and put the next ones in. So that's why I am doing the 2 holes. Okay, so I've just gathered a few extra papers. So I know that this is the largest I can go. So I've got a tea stained page, which I've just torn up different sizes. I've then just got some, this was old diary paper, which I've then just torn up, and then a couple of post-it notes. So I'm just going to try and arrange how I would like them. And then, yeah, we can actually get them into there. And that's going to be just my little scrappy notepad, and I can keep that obviously for something else. So I now just need to mark the holes. So I'm going to take the string out of those ones. Let's maybe move that to the side. I'm going to butt this up inside, make my holes, and then obviously the good thing about this is, like I say, I can do this whenever I want to replace my notepad. So I've got my holes, that's roughly where it should be. So I can again use my crocodile just to punch where that is. Come round on the other one, that's it. Okay, and now I should be able to thread those through. And what I might actually do is I might just put a little staple in there, because obviously where I've got different size papers, I don't want them all coming undone. So we're just going to put a little staple in the top just to make sure everything's secure. I mean, obviously nobody's going to see this bit, so this bit doesn't really matter if it doesn't look particularly neat, because nobody's going to see that, because it's all going to be tucked under here. So again, threading the thread through up into there. Get rid of that now. And then that's just going to hold my little notebook in place. Okay. There we go. So there's my scrappy notepad. And then it should then obviously just clip on like an altered paperclip does. So let's give it a little test before we start decorating the other side. Just make sure everything is as it should be. So it's just going to slot on the back, she says. Would help if I'm putting it down the right part, wouldn't it? So pop it on the top. And there's my scrappy notepad, and then obviously on the other side I've got this bit. So this bit I'm going to decorate just so it doesn't look quite so bland. So let's move that. Again, I've got these little scrappy bits, so I can use some of this just to kind of layer up a little bit. I mean, it doesn't have to be, it's supposed to be a little bit scrappy and vintagey, so let's just tear that. I'm just going to ink that up a little bit more. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to stick those together. Yeah, stick those on there, and then it just, yeah, I think finishes it off a little bit. And I have got some of these loose threads. I'm wondering, can I do something with these a little bit? Maybe just poking out the back. Since I've got my stapler out, let's give it a use. Oops. Come on, play ball, go in there, that's it. And staple. And whoops. Let's do another staple on this side. There we go. And then I'm just going to glue that onto there. Right, okay, so this is my cover then. So I've got my scrappy notebook, I've got obviously slotted pockets here similar to there, just with the patterned paper. I've got my little pockets, I've got an expandable folder, I've obviously got my huge pockets here, the kind of policy envelope closure there, and yeah, my elastic's all ready to go. Now it's all about the signatures, so for that I am semi-prepared. So I have a lot of things all ready to go. So these were Heidi's makes. I did post up my photos in the group. So these all have lots of different pockets. So let's grab that just to show you. So we've got a pocket there on the back, pocket on the front. And then on the inside, I've got a side pocket. And then this is a pocket, and the same here. So this is a pocket and a side one. And then of course you've got then the main ones as well. Opening to the edges, and then the same for this one, so a nice big one on the front and the back, although in the center I've made it slightly different, so you've got again big pockets here and then two side ones, and then of course again just those big ones there. So I've got two of those because I'm going to have two signatures, so I wanted one in each. I didn't have any officey papers, but I have obviously got some florals here, which is why I thought some floral paper, and this one's maps, so I thought, well, loosely related, I guess, if you travel as part of your work, I don't know. So yeah, that was my thinking behind those. So I've got those two to go. I've obviously got my bookmark that I made using Sarah's lovely printable that she had, and then I did the video, didn't I, showing you the washi tape side of the bookmarks. I've got that ready. I have been printing out all of my papers, so don't forget there are freebies in the group. So this one's one of the freebies. This is one of the ones that I created. That's actually from my vintage office kit. This one's one that Michelle created, and that's the same page, just obviously slightly different. This one's got more white on it. Let's see. That was the other one that I had designed. That's a freebie in the group. This was another one from Sarah. I don't think she posted this in the group. I've got a feeling that this was one that was sent out if you're in her mailing list. So you would have got an officey one. And again, that's my freebie. So yeah, I've already printed double-sided. I'm all ready to go. And then this here is my vintage office kit. So I'll put the link down below for that if you're interested. I will put obviously the links to the Facebook group, so you can come and join the group, join in with the crafty fun, and of course grab a hold of those freebies so that you can make the officey journal as well. So yeah, these are all my vintage office kit. Oh, this one's another freebie. I did print some of them a few times over just because I really like them. But yeah, so they're all my papers ready for my signatures. So I will be making a start on my signatures next. I haven't printed out all the ephemera pieces, so as well as obviously base pages that are free in the group, there are also some ephemera pieces. Michelle has been brilliant. There's loads of sort of tags and bookmarks and all things in there. So that's my next task, to print off the ephemera pieces and then start sticking all of my pockets and all of my ephemera in here, as well as the pockets that are inside my book cover. Well, thank you very much for joining me again today. I really hope that you are all joining in the challenge. Some people have even finished, which is absolutely amazing. We haven't even been running the challenge for a week and people have already finished, which is just brilliant. And it's amazing as well, considering we're all doing a similar theme. Last time we did this, the theme was vintage, so obviously that could be vintage anything. This time we have said it's kind of office notebook, maybe a bit masculine, journal. And even though we've narrowed it down, the makes have been absolutely amazing. So another reason for you to join the group, just to go and check out what other people have done, because it really is just fantastic, like I say, how different everybody's is. And obviously not everybody have the access to the typo bag, so they've been using just plain bags and using their stamps all over it to kind of get the same kind of effect with all the pictures and things, which is, yeah, just so good. And it's really brilliant to sort of see what everybody has been doing. So make sure that you join the Facebook group, you join along with the crafting. It really is so much fun. Right, thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful crafty day, and I'll see you in the next video. See you later. Bye bye.